So we cannot hear you if you have started the class.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Okay, I've done a couple of changes to. We still not started the class. Okay, so hang on. I did a couple of changes. Is that now you get to see me as well? And if you can you see me? Yes, no. I brought my laptop, so I'm offline, but I'm working online. So you for those of you, I mean, I thought you should also good to have how the professor looks. So if you can see me, good. So that's one thing, and I think maybe some of the communication that I have with the students in the class, there might be moments of silence. So that's one thing that you'll have to wait with. What I did was a couple of days back, I watched my own recording, and then I noticed there are moments of absolute silence. That's when somebody in the classroom is speaking. So we'll find a way to sort it out. Okay, now I was just getting those who had not come to the previous class to introduce themselves. So those of you online, we still not started the class. The class will start only at 1:30. So those of you who didn't attend the previous class, but this is your first class, introduce yourself in any order that you have. Online, offline, whatever. Any new faces here? Yeah, you were there in the previous class? No. Okay, so your name? Arumant Reddy. Okay. Working as assistant manager in Omega Healthcare. Okay, okay, good. And I guess all of you have filled that form, right? Yeah. And what about who else is new? You gave, yeah, I know. You are the Buddhist monk here. Yeah. What about you? With Northern Trust. What do they do? Custodian bank. Okay. 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 Oh, great, great, great. We have a what is it? Northern Sky Research is a very, very popular research thing. Anybody else? All of you are known. That's it. This is the class. Some more have to come. Okay. And those of you online or whatever, what about you? Anybody who is, this is your first class? You know how we are going to begin the class, right? We're going to give you a link, and whatever you learned in the previous class, we review it. What did you have before this? What was the subject? HRM. $127, another 2-3 minutes. It's a male-dominated classroom today. They're lazy, huh? You has air conditioning too cold? Then sit somewhere else. I'll tell you why. Because I prefer a more cooler air conditioning, because I end up doing a lot of talking. So if you don't mind, maybe you can. Maybe there are pockets like this line will be. Yeah, just move away from the dark. Okay. you were advised a lot of things in the intro class, and to sit in the first bench, I'll be looking only at you and asking. But you know what they say. You know, there's a saying. It's that it's the darkest below the lamp. Now you just moved out of my non-visual range to complete visual range. Now I can only see you as I walk along. So do you want to sit in another place now, or?
Somewhere at the corner.
Okay, good. So I said that you were asked, you were told a lot of things. You were advised to do this, that during the what is called the introductory class or whatever the session. So one of the things they told you was to read economic times, correct? I remember one professor, if they didn't tell you, I'm sure they did. So do you guys, how many of you read economic times? Online? Anybody reads economic times? Absolute silence. So are you guys there?
Yeah, we are there, sir.
Okay, but that's a part answer to my question. You're dead. Then how many of you read economic times? Not many. Okay. Why not reading? How many of you read the last page of the Times of India or the Deccan? You know what's the latest cricket score? Or who's the captain of the Bangalore IPL? Wow, you guys can even spell him correctly. Okay. What's the currency of Ukraine? Which is more worrying? The fact that you know the captain of IPL, or the fact that you don't know? Okay, no, I'm just pulling your legs. Tell me when it's 1:30, we'll get to class. Anybody else? Why don't you Google and tell me what's the currency? Okay. Okay, 1:31. Let's start the class. That's it. Okay, we close it. Nobody's coming in, right? Okay, the last person who enters the class, or let's make it the first person who enters the class today. One of you can ask him or her any question related to the previous class. That's testing your intelligence and also theirs. Fair enough? So who's going to take, I think you're my point of view, right? So, okay, good. So let's start recording. Let's start recording and then we'll see how it goes. Why is not recording? Maybe recording is on.
It's on, sir.
On, okay.
It's already on.
Already on, correct. Okay, good. So let's begin by the fact that this is class number 2. And as I told you, at the beginning of every class, we will do what's called a review of yourself. And of course, I get to see what you write, but I'm not going to open up the response sheet and show all your friends what you wrote. So in some way, it's for your own understanding as to what is that I learned in the previous class. But before we get there, name some terminologies that we learned. Can you think of what all we spoke in the previous class? Anything that came to your mind? Types of goods, okay. Perfect, very nice. Elevator pitch. And 2 more, and I don't even need the Google form. Yeah, so what else? Maslow's law, okay. Okay, then? Somebody's referring notes, or no? Okay. Anybody else online? What did we discuss? Let's see how many of you are there. Are you okay with this mode, me sitting and doing it? I thought it'll make it, not that I'm old, okay? I can. Actually, one of the things that I always tell my colleagues is the joy of teaching is that I learn how to stand up for 3 hours. That's something that I would never have done otherwise, you know. And so, but now I think that's gone. Okay. So let me start section A. This is section A, right? So guys, log in and try to look at this. Complete the Google. I put the Google form on the chat and I'll give you, I don't think you need more than 10 minutes. We'll take a shot at it. If you have not completed it, I'll give you another. So log in, use your mobile, whatever device you want, and start answering. Yeah. I put it on the okay. Like last time, anybody online?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you paste it on the WhatsApp group?
Yes, sir. Sure. I'm doing it right away. Mansi here.
What I gave you yesterday was warm up for today's class. But what I'm giving you now is a review of what you learned in the previous class. So it's different. So so can you paste it on the WhatsApp so that you all can attempt it?
Yes, sir. I'm doing it right away.
Yeah, and if you can tell me your name, even better.
This is Mansi here, sir.
Ansi, right? Okay. So go ahead. You got 10 minutes. Yeah. Fill in your and eventually at some point where there's tough contest between two of you on the same number of marks, and I want to know who is smarter, I'll refer this for giving you the action. So while I'll not be putting up all your answers on the here on the screen, but I'll always use it as a mode of understanding how well you have learned in the class. Okay, go ahead, do it. You haven't received it, Mansi?
Yes, I'm doing it right away, sir.
Okay, now note down Mansi's name. Okay. Okay. Good. Got it? -2. Yeah. Mansi, you just lost 2 marks.
Give me a second, sir. I have to just open the weblog on my WhatsApp.
Who's Shiv Kumar? Shiv Kumar pasted it. Huh? Shiv Kumar also gets -2 because it was not his job. Okay, fun apart. I have a lot to cover today. Which was a business idea. Don't tell me I did something stupidly wrong. Oh, is it? Oh, have you? Does it look similar? Okay, I know how to do it. I myself can click on this and see whether it's the one. Oh, has he sent a different one? No, this is not. You're supposed to get a different screen. No, don't go by it. You getting it now? Somebody pasted it? Mansi.
Yes, sir. I have pasted it.
The correct one.
Team, check if you have got it.
Okay, I would know how to paste it myself. Okay. Eventually the teacher has to do it himself. Okay, I'll do it myself. I myself didn't receive it. Your phone is not connected.
Team, check.
Yeah, did it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good job, Mansi. Okay, so what's the time? 1:38. No later than 1:50. We have to finish this. Okay, we have a lot to cover. So do it and raise your hand when you're done. Doing fine? Are you both attempting on the same sheet or where's yours? Oh, you hidden it. Okay. I got some very nice business ideas. Okay, but go ahead, do it. Let me not interrupt your line of thought. Done? Pardon? Still go ahead, take a shot. I don't think it's too complex. I don't know what is the. But you could have seen the video or something. You'll miss out. Okay. You'll miss out the sequence as such. Let me see how many responses are there so far.
We do not see many options. The question only has one option. Click.
Like what?
Yeah,
Like
even I didn't get it. I am able to.
the question says Maslow pyramid. Name the various stages. The option should be there should be multiple options, but it only says option one.
Oh, no. It doesn't give you an option or a para.
It only gives a option one.
Option. Okay, then just ignore that question. It's supposed to be, yeah, just ignore. I mean, don't. The two ways to look at it is one is just to make sure that you guys have read,
Right. Okay.
and then if you have a doubt, we discuss. For example, and that's point number one. Else, of course, we just move forward. Yeah, I should have made it, like a short answer instead of a choice. So that's fine. 3 class responses to review of classroom. This is section A, no? Okay, so we got quite a few so far. Not many submitted yet. I want to make sure that all of you get the first one right. Recommended book for the subject. That's the whole idea. And make sure that you have understood which is the book to read. It's by Chetan Bhagat, right? No. Okay, I'm just checking. Okay. Positive of what's positive of credit? Positive contribution of credit. Yeah, that's what happens. Sales and marketing definitions. I would just want some of it. Maslow's pyramid, various stages. Describe briefly any one stage. Yeah. So why don't you just the next slide you can describe briefly one stage. What's good about marketing? What's not good about marketing? What are Griffin goods? What's the singular difference between the two? What are wants and needs? Are you all done or still working? You're done. So you're thinking. But you go ahead, take a shot at it. What is good or bad about marketing? I don't think you need to, you can think about it, right? Or you can type your name. For that, you don't need to attend the class, right? Or you could imagine what is the name of the author of the book that you might read. What are wants and needs? I think you can take a shot at it even without having to attend my previous class. So I'll be more interested in what you write, than that gentleman right behind the Buddhist monk. And I'm going to stop calling you that after this. Okay. And who else didn't attend previous class? Okay. So I'll be keen to know which one of them did you? Okay. Sales. What is the book? Philip. Okay. Good. You have another 5 minutes. So because we have a lot of things to cover, and then we are good to go. I saw. What happened? You're done? All of you done? Done. Mostly done. Anybody needing more time? Anybody needs more time? Okay.
Yes, sir. 2 minutes, please.
Minutes would make it. Yeah. Okay. 150. You're all done? Still working? So let me ask you, which one did you attend? The questions? Or nothing. We're just doing WhatsApp now. Okay. And What about you? Which one do you think you know the answers for? Yeah, you know what are Griffin goods. Yeah, good. So what about a Griffin goods? Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Very good. Very good. So there you go. You don't have to necessarily attend the class. Okay. Right. We're done. Do we think we should start the class? We can't. We almost lost 20 minutes of time. And so those of you who haven't done, pen down. Let's start the class. Try completing it over a course of time. Just remember, I'm not evaluating you for the class for these marks, but eventually, these are my backups in case there's some contention of issues coming up. Okay, good. So let's start a business. And that's something that I asked you to fill in. So some of you came up with some very good ideas, but some very, I told you, crazier the better is what I said. Some of you were stuck to traditional ideas and all that. So now let me get you to answer me. What do we need to start? What are the 5 things I got in my list? What are the 5 things that we need to start a business? You need a good idea. Of course, if it's not a good idea, if you already somebody has done that, let me also do it is not really a great idea. You're just copying somebody's piece of work. Okay, that's a good one. What else do you need?
Funds,
You need funds. Okay.
business plan,
You need funds. You need a business plan. You need manpower. Okay. Yeah, I think there are very few businesses where you can run on your own. Market survey, market analysis, stakeholder. Okay, hang on. Now, too many inputs coming in, so we'll have to use the slide, whatever this is. There's a survey, you said. Then you said stakeholders. Then something else. Plan. Then you need to plan, and then you need to obviously execute the plan. Very nice. Funds, you say. Okay. Are we not forgetting something? We need gold. No. Goal. Or you need a goal. Vision. Goal. I can't even spell goal. Goal. Vision. Okay. Mansi and friends who are online.
Yes, sir.
Your answers.
I would say competition.
Once in a while, I'll pop up on the screen. Okay. Yeah, what is it?
I would say competition, knowing your competition, who all are there in the business.
Knowing your competition. I think it's enough, right? I mean, how many has she told you? 1, is it, make it 1 or 2? Let's make it 2. Too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I asked for 5. Happy? But I'm not. It's still missing out on one thing. Okay, brand. Wow. Okay. Capital. Brand. Still the professor is unhappy.
Strategy.
What? What is missing?
Decision
Employees.
Employees.
Employees, correct? People, employees, correct? Manpower. Okay, manpower. You think that was missing in the list? Knowledge. Marketing, somebody said knowledge. Product mix. Okay. You came up with 11. I just want one more. What we are going to do, we'll call it objective. Okay, I wish the guys online could see this. Wish the guys online could see this. Okay. No, I'm not joking. I want the students in the class also to get an idea of what we are. But still, I'm missing one thing. And I'm running out of time. And after I run out of time, I run out of market. Work hard. Bueller, you're getting there, man. Need
The product.
Marketing
confidence.
training, sales strategy.
Strategy.
So, all of you, still one is missing. What a crazy professor. Advertisement. Product or service. Okay, what is this letter C? I'll randomly. Isn't that the first thing you need? Isn't that the first thing you need? What will you do with all this and sit at home? You need a customer. Now you say, I need a customer. Let's begin and link all of these into a one long sentence. Possible? I need a customer who will. What's wrong with my spelling today? I need a customer whose needs I will address using the funds that I have accumulated. We're creating it, Okay, now complete it for me. Get involved. Using a great plan that I have, and definitely I will execute it with the manpower that I have built in. I will, which will eventually help me. Let's keep the goal and vision in the last. Okay. What is that? I will execute it using my plan. I'll execute it using my employees and manpower to create a brand so that I can kill the competition. Correct? And then, but of course, I did the survey before coming here. So I know what the market is. And eventually, brand is what I will build. And that's my objective in life. Fair enough. Like long way, we used all your goodwill and words and we completed. Brilliant. Good job. Okay, I am told this will also work. Not always. Okay, so this is a business plan. But you want to go full screen, I can go. I don't think I have another Google form coming up anytime soon. Okay, so this is the business plan. Now we are talking about a business plan, but we are attending a marketing class. So we'll spend a minute talking about a business plan, and eventually we will go into what is called a. So what is a business plan? We must have a mission. That's it. What are we trying to do? I mean, what is the product that you're talking about here? You never mentioned your product, which means that this is very generic. This holds for everything to you. You want to come up with an agro product? Same thing. You want to come up with a new software? It's the same set of tools. So we come back and say, what is our mission? What are our objectives? Eventually, there must be something, right? I mean, we are here to do something. Maybe our objective could be to make more money. Of course, we must have a team. We all realize that we must have a team. And then eventually we should market what we are doing. Like we took 18 words before we came to the word consumer, right? Without the consumer, there's no business. And tactics. What is tactics? The way you do the business. Aware of your shortcomings and aware of the strength of other guy. Okay, fair enough. Then, of course, we all need money. Without money, Nothing moves. Okay. Are you all with me, guys? There. Let me see this works. This is another way of looking at it. Just another pictorial thing. But what we are going to do is today's class is going to stick to marketing and stick to marketing here and maybe something else. Okay. Because this is a marketing class. You told me it will work, but it doesn't matter. So a business plan is a written document. I think I'll mute my video for some time. I'm not sitting here. So business plan is a well-written document. It is to be a nicely written document. And again, you know what these are. These are for you to read and eventually understand it. And so you pay attention to these slides. So it says, every time we are reviewing our business plan, there's nothing like once you write it, it's not like the 10 commandments. You return it, it's written on stone and you can't change it, right? I wish they could change 2 or 3 of them, right? Unfortunately, they are etched in stone. Otherwise, 1 or 2 definitely worth a revision. The plan is reviewed periodically and see if the goals have been met. Have I really become where I was planning to head, or I'm lost myself all the way? It happens all the time, right? Many a time we start off doing something, we end up doing something else. How many of you know a company called Red Bus? Everybody of you probably use them. But what do they do? They do a ticket booking center, right? So Red Bus is actually a very unique example. How many of you have been to London? Or how many of you, what is one thing that comes to your mind when you talk about London? The bridge, and then the double-decker buses which are there where the top is chopped off and you go and have a small ride around the city. So Red Bus said that we're going to start. Initially, Red Bus started out as a bus which would take all of you around Vidhan Sauda, MG Road, Lal Bagh and all that stuff in Bangalore and so many other places. So they went that, they did it, and they got somebody to fund them, and they started off. But most of India gets to be very hot after the month of March, April. And in Bangalore, at one time, I used to say that in Bangalore, it rains 200 days in a year. But last year also was a good rain here. So many times you don't have a real user base coming up. So the guys who had funded the money said that the plan isn't all that great. Let's rework on the plan. Means to say that let the plan be reviewed and updated periodically whether our goals are there. So we were running behind it, not a great opportunity. How many people will keep using it? But Red Bus has an unlimited number of people who use it, and so it works. So that is what is a business plan. But our purpose is not to talk about a business plan. We'll talk about a marketing plan. Now, business plan is about the entire organization. Marketing plan is one particular function of the marketing. Okay, so what is that? Why can't I get to this? Okay, so this is how a marketing plan, if you have a structure, looks like. What does it say? And these are those flow charts that must be embedded in your brain forever. Okay, and what does it say? You must have a purpose. Everything must have a purpose. How many of you have seen the assignment 1? Yeah, you've all seen that assignment 1, right? So what is that assignment? We'll come to it later. So we must have a purpose. What is the primary purpose? We'll discuss all of that in today's class. And then there is the market. What does the market mean? Let's say, let's look at Dayanand Sagar as possibly the most easiest example. What is the purpose of the executive MBA program? Is to probably further upskill those working in offices and who also believe, but we'll not get into too much of a detail on that because it'll probably dilute it, but we believe who I believe are getting a little shaky, and we strengthen their position within the organization and move forward. That is. But what is the market? The market is those who are already working, those who are probably graduated. But I think there are some criteria, right? You have to do this, may have to have 2 years. So that is what is the market that we're looking at. Then do I just go ahead and do it? I felt that the best place to set up the executive MBA program would be in Nagasamudram, where I come from. There's a small village. I believe that we should set up our executive MBA program there. Crazy, right? Why would you do that? After all, you have to see where is that? Where do the people exist? We found that the IT city, which is Bangalore, is probably the best place to do it because a lot of you are hanging around. The next best place would be probably Hyderabad or probably this. So we need to do that. So what we need to do first is to do a market research. That's exactly somebody said. Do a survey. Is there a business for all this? Is there a business for you? Do we switch it on or off? I think that's it. I thought keeping the door open will increase the room temperature because some of you are feeling cold. That's why I did that. Then the next part sounds crazy. It says confrontation marketing strategy. What is? Obviously, there are very few products on earth which has not been invented before. Right? There is already something which is already there. We'll talk about how do we mix them and make them a new product. We discussed in our previous class, like you just tweak it around and make it like Jio versus Airtel. They said that data is free versus voice is free. So we'll say there is competition. So how do I handle the competition? Next is marketing strategy. What should I do? It's all there. What should I do? Should I have to stand in front of all the IT companies and say, come join my class, join my class? Is that a great idea? Don't know. Maybe. Or should I send you an email? We don't know what works. We have to think of a number of things that can become a marketing strategy. Then what is the marketing mix? We'll spend most of our class discussing what is the marketing mix. And after that, operational marketing plan. Did it go well? We have some of you from Bueller coming in. So we asked the guys who came in the first batch, are you guys happy? Do you think you guys, it's been a great class? Or the guys within Bueller also asked, is that a program that's helpful to you? And obviously the answer seems to be yes, because they are sending more and more of such people. So that is what it is. So this is what is a marketing plan. Any questions so far? So what are the elements of a marketing plan? The objective of business. Why am I here? What am I trying to do? But everything, as I told you, everything has to be measured. At the end of the day, how do you know you're successful? How do you know that you have done it? We will go into a topic called market share. Anybody knows what's a market share? Holding this one. Right, example? Your products. Yeah. Your products. 30%. Okay, so you know, right? Eventually, you should know what are the objective of your business. So at the end of the year, were you able to, last year you did 10% of the market share. This year you did 15% of the market share. Okay, good job done. It's been a bad pandemic year. So many cards. We'll actually discuss for well over 30 minutes market share and relative market share, market growth, relative market growth, but we'll get there in detail on a later class. Second is market positioning. What is market positioning? Right product at the right place. You guys are very quiet. For every answer from the students sitting in the class, I want those of you sitting in your homes to also comment. It doesn't matter if you're interrupting me in the middle of a sentence, but do make it a point to talk. Unmute yourself. Yes. Right product at the right place, to the right population, right price is position. Okay, fair enough. Let's see whether it's right or wrong. Okay, what is market research? We'll do that. Business target market. What is business target? Business. Okay. Anybody else? What's a target market? What is the
Totally.
Target marketing is targeting particular demography, like particular sex or particular age category people.
okay, okay. So certain, yeah, you're right. What you said, yeah, both of you are right. Both of them. What's the target or run rate, or what is the required run rate? So you know what is the target, but I'm being very generic. I'm accepting what all you guys are saying, and eventually both of us will learn better and see how we can improvise on what we have been talking at this stage. So marketing activities, what are the marketing activities you can think of? Promotion, advertisement,
Exhibitions.
campaign. Okay, what else? Road shows, social media. Being present in a Kapil Sharma show is one way of a movie getting advertised because you watch it, or ads during a coffee IPL break. Okay, all good, 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 good. So these are the elements of a marketing plan. Marketing mix are the 4 P's. What are the 4 P's? You know, it's right there. Product, price, place, promotion. We'll spend quite a bit talking. What is competition? Obviously, there is competition, right? There are very few businesses where there are no competition. Yeah, hi. Sure, in the same class. Which is it? Section A? Term 1. Sit. You already groups are formed? Brilliant. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So monitoring and performance mechanism. What is monitoring? At the end of it, have I done well? Have I done a good job? How do I know it? Are my customers really happy? Have I delivered what their customer is looking for? Okay, all this. Again, too much of, I'm reading for you, but we will move ahead. There's a marketing department, of course. The marketing department is to work on all of what we discussed and how do we get there. Okay. We discussed this slide very well once. We will now focus on each one of those elements of this thing. This is a business mission statement. Actually, that's a business vision and mission statement. Okay, so we had somebody mention vision here, and then we have what is called a mission here. Okay, so we'll discuss what is a business vision mission statement. Then we'll do a SWOT analysis. Everybody knows SWOT, right? Generally, we know what is a SWOT analysis, but don't worry, I'll go into it. Target market strategy. We'll talk about what it was. Marketing mix, and this is, get this into your head. I used to tell the previous class that if I wake you up in the middle of the night, you should be able to tell me in what order this is. Okay. So the purpose of the marketing plan is, you will read all of this, to make sure that the objective of the organization. So let's look at what do you think is the product here? Why don't you give me a very crazy product? Yeah. We'll use this to think of a very crazy idea. Nothing that you talked about. Can't think of anything. We do it. Some of you have put some real crazy ideas. I can pull them out, and but why don't you think of anything? Whatever you thought. Most of you are being very nice to the professor. You've given some nice, good examples. But I told you in the first sentence that make it as funny so that we can make an interaction. I can't think of one right now, but flying cars. Okay, excellent. So we have flying cars as an example, right? Okay, brilliant. Okay, what are flying cars? So what is the corporate mission of this company? What do you think is the objective? We don't know these terminologies. We learn them. So what do you think the company called Flying Cars wants to do? It wants to get into the business of passenger transportation. Okay, so you don't want to transport goods. No, I'm asking you, and none of all of you started this flying cars. I'm not involved in that. Flying cars is your plan. Okay, that's fine enough. So align with the corporate mission. So now the corporate mission says that we'll transport people using flying cars. So your advertisement, your marketing should be based around that particular mission of the company. Okay, fine enough. What else are there? There are 8 P's of marketing. I don't know from where 8 came up. I thought it was always 7, but it doesn't matter. We'll do what is called a pest analysis and all of that. We'll stick to as much as possible to the marketing plan. The structure of a marketing plan, we'll go all of them one by one. I just want you to read them. Structure, more of that coming up. Now we are getting into what is called the business mission statement. There are 2 things we are talking about. We are talking about a business vision, mission and vision statement. Listen to this very carefully. Every organization, every entity must have a purpose in life. I mean, I'm sure all of us were told when we were in school, what's the objective of your life, man? Take your college seriously, or take your, how many of our bosses have also told, take your job seriously. There must be a purpose of living. What am I living for? And all that stuff. So what is a mission statement? A mission statement says, what's wrong with the world and how am I going to fix it? Correct? There's something wrong with the world. And all of you, if you have seen the assignment 1, you should begin by saying that there is something wrong with the world. The world is going through a lot of pain, and I'm here to solve that pain. That is the first mission. So what's wrong with the world and how do I interpret it? So according to you guys, what's the problem with the world and why do you think flying cars will solve it? What is there is? Yeah, so there is. Okay, so there are 2 ways. I think did I say in that, did I use the word? I don't know what is in this class or some other class. Mintos ki batti, right? What does that add? Mintos dimag ki batti. Yeah? What is that? The Mintos way of answering a question, right? I'm sure all of you know what's the answer. So traffic is a normal way of answering. Now give me a Mintos way. That's a little more. Oh, okay. Now, excitement in flying is not you're not solving a problem. What is the solving a problem? Saving your time. Okay. Saving your time. Is that so? What is the problem? What is wrong with the world? Now complete this sentence using online, one of you. What is the problem with the world and how will flying cars solve it? What's the problem with the world? Today, let me give you an answer. Today, 20% of a man's working hour is spent on commuting. And hence, by the time he reaches his office, especially after he crosses Silk Board, he is going to be exhausted. So what is wrong with the world is man is spending too much time. I'm giving you an answer. Challenge me and then modify it. I'm just giving you some lines. So the problem with the world is the traffic on the road causing persons to spend time not doing productive work. and I will solve this by using flying cars. So that is your mission. Now, what is your vision? Once the problem is solved, what will happen? What will happen with the world when the problem is solved? No, redo this. There is no more traffic, right? So what will happen? Once I fix the problem, man will have all time available for him to do 101 things other than travel. Because travel will become unnecessary. Is that the reason why we have flying cars? Or is there some other motive? Possibly, right? Then we know. So what is wrong with the world and how do I fix it? That is what is the vision and mission statement. Very, very important for you all to understand. I cannot overemphasize why vision and mission statements are important. It looks very trivial today. Today in your class number 2 or probably into the 4th hour, you might find it very trivial, but it's so very essential when you build up, when you move into the next line. Look, I come from the space sector, so I'll give you 3 examples. 3 examples. So, you know, Elon Musk, of course, and you guys love doing business with the second guy, right? Half your salary is going to him. Yes? More than half, right? Okay. And Richard Branson, you know him? Richard Branson is a guy who started Virgin Group, which is into a lot of Virgin Airlines and all that. So all of these are exemplary guys. So what is Elon Musk saying? Elon Musk saying that the earth is dying. Of course, we all know earth is dying. This guy is throwing plastic everywhere. He doesn't care a damn. And I'm serious. You order something from Amazon, maybe just a headphone. Look at the amount of packing that comes with it. At one point, and it's our responsibility to get rid of the packing. I didn't pay for the packing. So I was saying that we should be able to pull out the headphone and give it back to the delivery guy, the junk. So you take care of it. Mm-hmm. So just for the sake of the guys online, so you're saying that Swiggy started an initiative.
Yeah, so this Instamart, they give groceries. What was happening is they do not charge us for the carry bags. They would just provide with us. But what happened is it's on piling up. So now what they have started, they are telling us that it's okay to again give it back to our delivery executives. They will again take it back because these are jute bags, right?
So it can.
They will keep on recycling it. That way, your space is also clean. Our problems are solved.
And both our guilt is also clean, right? I mean, we are also guilty of it, right? I mean, we are really guilty of the fact that this is it. So great. So he's saying Earth is dying. And even Mr. Jeff Bezos is saying, yes, Earth is dying. We all agree with Earth is dying. So look at it. The problem statement. What is wrong with the world? What is wrong with the world? Earth is dying. That's the wrong problem. So what is my mission? My mission is, or what is my vision? And let's probably put my vision. He's saying, since Earth is dying, I must find an alternate place for inhabitation for the human beings. Hence, my mission statement is that I will take you to Mars. So what is my vision? My vision is to give an alternate home for you sapiens, you earthlings, whatever that I might want to call you. And what is my mission statement? Mission statement is to give you an alternate way. Now, he's saying, and so what is my objective? My objective is to build reusable satellites, reusable launchers, make launching efficient, make maybe more fuel efficient stuff, and hence my objectives are to get into cost effective way of saying. So you know what is he saying? Earth is dying, let's get out of Earth. But Jeff Bezos is saying, yes, Earth is dying, but this is my Earth. This is where I belong. I'm not going out from here. So what I plan to do, both of them have the same vision to make Earth a nicer place to live. Or to rather, they don't have the same vision. They're saying that we want more habitable living for human beings. So he says, Earth is my home. I'm not going anywhere. Those industries which are polluting, those manufacturing things which are polluting, I will move them to another place. Maybe I'll start manufacturing in Moon. You start laughing. 90% of you are holding back your laughter. But remember, vision and mission statements are so far-fetched. If you do not have that very distant looking vision, you cannot even go ahead and implement it. And today, and I can give it to you in writing. I see 40 of you or 25 of you here. I can give you in writing in that your children, one of them will be flying to Mars. And it's a possible distant future reality. And you know that. And I'm not talking on behalf of Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. It's just that the technology has evolved. So there you go, a vision statement. It says that how far ahead in life can I see? Mission is what will I immediately do? And the objective is that I'll make things smarter, I'll fly abroad and whatever, I'll fly more reusable vehicles. Richard Branson is saying, I'm a cool guy. I don't believe in all that stuff. But yes, that's the future. How long will people go to Maldives and how long will people go to Goa and all that? I'll give them an alternate way of traveling around. I'll make space tourism. That's the new distant future. I have a different vision. I will promote space tourism. So you see, each of them have a vision. Each of them have a mission. Okay. Just to give you guys an easier way to expand is what is BJP's slogan? It says Congress Mukt Bharat. That's a vision statement. That's a vision statement. Means that I want to see, I mean, whether you, it's easier for you to understand that way. So I gave you this example. I just thought of it. I was listening to Shekhar Gupta, and so I was saying this. So, so Congress Mukt Bharat. That means I want to see a world where there are no Congress thing. So what is a mission? What is a mission? If you agree with me that Congress Mukt Bharat is a vision, what is the mission? To wipe out Congress in all states, in every seat that I contest, in every assembly seat that I contest, in every panchayat poll that I will contest. So you see what is the difference between a vision? It's only when they do that, right? It's only do that. So that is where the difference is between a thinking of what is a vision, mission, and mission. So I hope you guys are following me. Online, very quiet there. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Why don't you give me an example of another vision, mission statement? What do you think would be the Reliance? What is Reliance vision statement? Conquer be in every business. True. And what would you do to do that? Hook or crook, get into every business that I'm there. Maybe. Very good. Well said. Well said. So look at Infosys vision statement. Look at what is Microsoft's vision statement. Microsoft says a personal computer in every home is a partial vision statement. A personal computer in every home running Microsoft software. That is what. So he believes that even without me, eventually every home will have a personal computer. But I'm not looking at that. Every home should have a Microsoft software. So I will go to such an extent that I will ignore you guys if you are copying those pirated versions of because I in a limited sense, don't take it in a limited sense. But what is the mission statement? Help people and businesses throughout the world realize their full potential. So you see how the mission statement is and how we get into a vision statement. What is the time? Yeah, plenty of time, right? Facebook, it's for you to read. I'm not much of a, okay. But why hasn't this changed? It takes time to change it. So Airtel. But again, nothing is firm in this world. Vision statements will change. Vision statements will change all the time. Like initially, what was my goal is when I was working, the only wonderful company that I wanted to join was HP. So my vision, probably mission, and everything was saying that I want to join HP. But once you join HP, it's as bad as any other organization. There's nothing really great about it. HP also has got politics. HP also has got issues. So then my vision stage keeps changing, right? I mean, that is similarly. So look at how Airtel vision has changed. To be a world-class telecom provider, out to delight the customer. Out to delight the customer. That changed over a period of time, saying that this is a really because you're using the word telecom, you are restricting yourself to the word telecom. So now they say we are out to enrich the life of our customers because they're doing something more than telecom. They're doing a lot of other things. They may have a pay bank. Airtel Bank is there. They have media, which may not be telecom. They also want to get into, they were at one time joining hands with Walmart to start a Walmart services. So look at how nice the word is. Our vision is to enrich the lives of our customer. Our obsession is to win customers for life through an exceptional service. So this is how vision and mission statements are about. You guys, we just discussed this, so I'm not going to get into too much of detail. This is for you to read. Objective and goals. Objective and goals are a little more specific. Objective and goals are a little more specific. In the sense that, like he said, Geo, what is Geo's objective is to be in every business. Vision is to be the only company with which every other Indian citizen will do business with, whether they want milk or any other product, they only buy Reliance products. The mission is to be to be in all industries. Objective is in the next 2 years, in the next 10 years, I have to be either number 1 or number 2 in that sector. So you see how things are looking. Vision is probably 50 years from now. Mission is something like 10 years from now. Objective is something that I will be able to evaluate every year. How am I doing and how have I been performing? Okay. Are you guys following me? Okay, good. So what are the various marketing objectives that we have? What are the things that we can do? We can increase sales, obviously the most important thing. If I can increase customer loyalty. What does customer loyalty mean? They come back to you every time, even at the cost of a higher price and possibly even a better quality. They'll stick to me. They'll stick to me. We find 101 problems with our Apple products, but we are more loyal. So that is what it is. So optimize conversion funnel. Okay, that's too much in detail. I'll ignore it for the moment unless and until you want me to explain. Attract new clients. Somewhere in my class 5 or so we will discuss about there is what is called business and war. Business and war, there is no difference. Both are similar. I can only get 50 of you sit in my classroom in Dayanand Sagar. Else you would have been sitting in my competitors' desks. Simple. So the only objective is to attract new clients. I have to get it. And they will have to come to me at the cost of somebody. And we will, in my class, look at how the fight happens. There are many methods in which illegal methods are used to get new customers. First thing, if I don't do that, I enter new markets. I am Amul. I'm predominantly an Indian company, but eventually the market is saturated. Then what do? I enter into a new market. Maybe I'll go to some other markets or something like that. Then this is too detailed, but I'll count the return of investment, the money that my people have put. I want to give them better returns. We'll not talk too much about it. You get fed up of the products that I have. There is a need to come up with something new. And we will learn in one of our classes. I forgot that matrix. I think it's BCG matrix, I think, in which we will see that some of the products, why we have to launch new products, because eventually old products will die. And we may have a slide on that. And we talked about market share and increased awareness. I'm not getting into details because these are things for you to read and I'll look at it. Okay, so these are statements I'll not go into. Okay, fair enough, or do you want me to go through it? It's for you to read. Okay, now I'm going to give you another work on the Google form. Okay, what is the time now? How much? 2:30, plenty of time, right? So now I want you to start working on the vision, mission, and objective statements of any one of these things. You want to discuss one and then attempt the remaining one, or you want to do it on your own, whichever way you guys want to do it. You can choose any one of them, or you want to choose your own and come up with your own thing. But what am I looking at? It should address this particular problem. What is that particular problem? Yeah. What's wrong with the world? How am I going to fix it? And how will the world look after I've fixed it? Okay. So now can I get you to work on it?
We're going to spend half an hour.
No, I wish. You pick up one and think about it for about 10 minutes and write about it for 2 minutes. That's it, right? I don't think you need more than 10 minutes. Okay, let me pull out one of them and we'll discuss so that you can. Which one do you want to discuss? We obviously discussed Geo here. He gave me an example. Geo, the vision statement is that I am interfering in the lives of every Indian. That's not a nice way. There is at least one product that every Indian buys from me on their daily lives. Point number one. That could be a vision statement. A mission statement is that I'll make sure that I am. What do you give me a mission statement? Yeah. So mission statement is I'll make purchasing easier for them using my platform.
Lots of you have contacted me in the previous years asking similar questions. So I wanted to address those questions in a short video rather than respond.
Oh, was that to me? I don't know, right? I don't think he meant me. Yeah. So now why don't you guys attempt it? And again, I go back to Mansi for help. Mansi, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm very much sure.
Yeah. So now, Mansi, take this and post it on the group.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, post it on the group. And this time I'm going to open it. And we're going to watch each of you respond. Okay. I'm really going to see how much have you understood that subject. So one of you give me an answer once you get it. Mansi is now faster.
Definitely. So first form, I've already posted it. I'm going to do the second form as well.
Which one are you going to be attempting, Mansi? Let me observe what you type. Which one? Which of these do you think you're going to do?
I will go for Nike.
Nike? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then fair enough. Okay, good. Now let's see.
And I've also posted
Is
the.
it coming out to be the same form?
I've posted both the forms. Team, please confirm if you have got it.
No, I think it's a different. It's the same form. Hang on, I have the original one, so I can go back and VMO section A, right? This is section A. Send.
So,
Yeah.
so do one thing. Just copy and paste it in the chat because
Yes.
I'll pick up from the chat and put it on WhatsApp.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Perfect. Makes sense. Now let's see if this comes out correct. Can you see this? Mansi, the one ending with PY8.
Yes, sir. I have copied it and I'm going to post it on the WhatsApp chat.
And it's working. No?
One second. I think I have to.
Yeah, by VMO, I can see it. Section A, name the company chosen, vision statement, mission statement, and objective. Okay, good. Give you guys 10 minutes to look at that. Sure.
So this is for section A, but what about section B?
They will manage their vision later. Let's solve their section. No, I have posted, I think I've pasted the wrong link. I'll go back home. Section B is for tomorrow. So I'll go back home and correct it. So all of you getting it?
I have posted PY8. PY8.
Your section A, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so I think it's the right one. Okay.
Fine, sir. I've added it. PY8.
Yeah, okay, Nike. Yeah. So let's see what it's doing. What are you guys doing? Okay. What are you working on? No, okay. Listen, you both can work together. You want to work, that's absolutely fine. If both of you want to discuss and work, even better. Even better. All three of you can talk and come up with a thing and make sure. But most important, all three of you have to post it. I'm saying no, at the point of discussion, I don't want to be. What are you working on? Bangalore Metro? Are you working on, who's working in Bangalore Metro? Why don't you join them? Huh? You want to choose, you will choose. Huh? So, okay, then you work alone, obviously, unless you choose, three of you are choosing. What, both are working on the same one? What are you working on? Oh, still deciding. Oh, you take your own, huh? Okay. Which one? You're not picking up from here. Akash Air Travels. Who is working on Akash Air Travels? Anybody here? No. Beulah, what are you working on? IPL. Who is taking IPL? Yeah. Oh, you submitted your own? Oh, that's very nice. So let's see. So you're working together? Or you're not? Okay. You will just watch her. No, no, I don't know. What are you? How will I know, right? Oh, there you go. Stop share. Share screen. You can see it now. So Suresh, Herbalife, vision, world will have good nutrition. Mission statement, world make the world healthier and happier. Mansi says Nike to bring innovation and inspiration to every athlete in the world. Very nice. Do everything possible to expand human potential. We can do that by creating groundbreaking sportive innovation by making very nice. Good, good. Bueller, save 50% energy and waste by 50-50. Innovations for a better world. Serum Institute, quality medicine at a cheaper price. To become a world leader in, who's that? Arga. Hi, good, good. All of you doing well. Sanjay, make prestige developers. Good pick. Make affordable homes for every citizen of India. Homes for everyone. You know what? Take a moment out, Sanjay. Make affordable homes for every citizen could be like a government initiative. But prestige talks of itself as a high premium. Make every give premium quality lifestyle or at affordable cost or something. I hope you're getting it, Sanjay. And why do you want to restrict yourself to India? Do you want to be still in India 50 years from now? Actually, I thought you could say the first prestige developer, the first two, you are Sanjay, yeah? Okay, so I was wondering why you responding. Okay, so you know what you should have done, and I'm taking you as an excuse to do it. Prestige developer, vision, the first high luxury living in Mars. Look at that. So wouldn't that be, I mean, you're challenging the whole thing. Forget that. I'm no longer worried about it. I'm just giving you how to start thinking a little. Good, good. Well done. Bounce. To make travel easy for end users, moving towards electric vehicles. Apple, we believe, let me go back to switch on the video. Okay, we believe that we are the face of Earth to make great products and that's not changing. Oh, what was that? Great. Apple mission is to bring the best user experience. You know, somewhere I read that after Apple came in, I don't know if I mentioned that previously, after Apple came in, you don't need operating manuals. They design it so well that you don't need an operator. You know exactly where the thing is. So maybe do away with manuals. Good job. Uber, Puma, IPL. Okay, let's say what is he saying? He's right here. Mr. Reddy, make IPL more interesting with more teams which gives more entertainment. Increase viewership by 20% more than the previous year. That's the thing. Make IPL more entertaining. But that's also good. Actually, your mission is very clear. Every month, but make IPL replace, what is that? European football, or what is that? Something, yeah, something. Is IPL the default game world over? 20 years from now, IPL, we'll have San Francisco versus Atlanta. Something like that. Kalavati. Good. I'll give you another 5 minutes and then I'll just open up the next subject and then we'll break for coffee or tea. Okay. Ted, very nice that somebody picked up Ted. Let me see what is my next slide. Create VMO. Okay, good. I'll give you another 1 or 2 minutes and then you fill it up. But remember, if you don't complete it, make sure you go home and complete it. Because it's good exercise and you'll all your responses are actually collated. I have one additional advice. Just this morning, I saw one of you give your that business idea, and I liked it. And I just messaged that person and said there was a great business idea. So my advice to you would be that I'll also change in the Google form later on. But in WhatsApp, some of you don't have your names very clearly visible. So I wouldn't know whose number is what. If you can edit your WhatsApp profile so that your name comes up so that it's easier for the professor to pick you up and give you a thing. Alternatively, the subsequent classes, I'll put your mobile number so that I can pull that mobile number and search. What was that? I don't know. Let's see if she's here. If she's not in this batch, I'm not going to tell for now. Pooja Kea. She gave some very nice ideas. Pooja, are you in this section?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go. I
was filling the form.
Pardon?
I was filling the previous form, sir.
Yeah, but I told that you gave a good an idea which was a little bit unique. And
thank you, sir.
What was that she said? Yeah, no, let me, and I'll take it.
About a bridal.
I'll open it up. And I showed it to my wife, and she said that's truly an interesting idea. 3 class responses. 2, right? Yeah. Okay. See if you see. So this is what she said, and I'll tell you why I liked it. She said, easy lehengas during Indian wedding, bride goes through a lot when it comes to heavy attire, lehenga. And she also qualified that I'm not getting married soon. Okay, just a crazy idea. I want to make it simple, lightweight, yet elegant and perfect for the bride. So that was her idea. The idea was good. No doubt. My wife said that was a great idea. But most importantly, what I found interesting was that 3 things that would make your idea successful. She said in India, wedding is a huge market, right? I mean, we borrow money to make sure that the wedding happens and you guys eat well. Okay. The bride wants it and the business will provide for it. Huge returns, as in wedding, girls spend a lot on their bridal dress. Okay. I'm just going through a period where my niece is getting married and we know what's happening. So now she also said the 3 challenges, and why my wife said the idea was good. I told Pooja that your idea is certified, and I certified for the fact that you listed the 3 challenges and problems very well. Competition from big designers. That's the one thing I'm sure you want to wear. Name one designer. Manish Malhotra. Women are quiet. The women are quiet and the men are answering. Okay. And you buy it, correct. I agree with you. Good job. Good job. You buy it, the women wear it, correct. Works well in North India. She also told the problem is that lehengas is the traditional dress in North India. In South India, there's a sari. And copies of celebrity inspired look could become. That's why I said. So good job, Pooja. I'm acknowledging you
Thank you.
in front of your class. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Perfect. So I could do that because I knew it was her name was mentioned. I sent her a message saying that this is what it is. Okay, good. So good job done on this. Let me go back to the class, give you a 5 minutes introduction to the subject that we are going to talk about, and then we will move into stop share, resume share. Yes. Okay, good. Stop video. So now we went back to what is called the marketing mix. Where was that? If you look at this slide, yeah, we look at this slide. We did vision and mission. We did objective. Now we are going to do what is called a SWOT analysis. And everybody knows what is a SWOT. So I'm going to keep it very simple. Those of you who don't know what's a SWOT, please tell me. Remember, this is a class where I teach and you learn. So there's nothing wrong with telling me that I don't know what is SWOT. So SWOT is one way of analyzing how powerful are you, and also analyzing how powerful is your enemy, competition, whatever you want to do. So what happened was, I did one small change, is that I was going through the annual report of Airtel. Now, Airtel said, we are not doing a SWOT analysis. We are doing what is called a SCOT analysis, meaning they believe that we have no weakness. We only have a challenge. Now, look at it. The moment you say weakness, it's perceived as something negative. But the moment you say that's a challenge, it's perceived as something that you can overcome. So I also want to encourage you to not talk of SWOT, but talk of it as SCOT. Okay? So that is what it is. So there are strengths, challenges, weaknesses, and there are threats. Okay? Or did I mention everything? Yeah. Okay, opportunities and this. So, so going back to the flying cars, so what's your strength? Yeah, you're probably the first guy to do that. And you have the scientist here who has designed it. So you have strength in idea, strength in manpower. Okay, what is the challenge? Affordable is a challenge. Birds could complain because you're flying. Or airline industry could challenge you. Said, no way. I mean, I will, yeah. So there you go. That's a challenge. Safety could be, safety, we take care of it. Okay. Opportunities? Plenty. Everybody would eventually go there. Threats? Competition may come in. And then somebody can just imitate you and get over it and all that, right? So you know what are there. So what was that? Rules and regulation may come in. Very good. I wish I could have written what all you're saying, because that's exactly what we're going to discuss 2 minutes from now. But just remember, strength and weakness is internal. If you have the strength, that's your positive. If you're weak, that's also your negative part of it. Opportunities are external and threats are also external, right? Okay. So at this moment of time, we will stop and take a 10-minute break? Or how many minutes do you normally get? The problem with 15 minutes is 4:30 becomes 4:35. Okay, so 15 minutes? Okay, 15. We can have, yeah. And any one of you who says that he's going to buy me a coffee from the thing, we will get additional marks. Who is buying me coffee? Let's go. So I'll go with one of the teams for a cup of coffee. How do I? But I have to stop this.
Share the QR code. I'll pay.
Pardon?
We'll buy coffee for you, sir. Online guy.
Oh, you will order for, if you order for me, you'll have to order for everybody in the class. Where? Oh, next to share. No, not.
For sure.
No, here. No, this is pause and pause. Okay, good. So next 45 minutes or so, I want your complete attention, because we'll quickly move into more serious topics of conversation, and things get heated up right after this. So any one of you believe that I need to explain this slide? Will raise his hand. Kavya, you got it? Yeah, don't hesitate, because I'm saying that SWOT is something we knew, and hence I'm not explaining it. But if somebody wants it, so things that the company does well. We do so many things, like, for example, Apple. Let's take Apple as an example. Probably there is Apple, or let's not take Apple as an example. Give me another example. What can you give me another? Huh? Air India. Air India, things that the company does well. We have the largest fleet of airlines. We have the biggest number of parking slots in virtually every country. So that's our strength. Huh? We have a legacy. Air India is great. We love that. Things we are not doing well. Oh, we are not really caring for our customers. We are doing a lot of infighting. We are not doing things efficiently and things like that. So how can you correct your things? Get your management to wake up. Make your employees to work harder. Make your employees to use the flap on their thing. I asked them, so what is the first thing that Tata said? Hey guys, stop. Yeah, take care of yourself. Stop drinking during when you're traveling, and no duty-free purchases. Okay. So things the company does not do well, or we are not very friendly. We don't really care for our customers because we take our job for granted. So that is the one. The opportunity, wow, more and more people are flying. Now, the average, let's say the average income level of people is rising. And so now people like to fly more. And there is something called Udan. Perfect, Sanjay. See, you tell your names, I get used to it now. So Udan is now making, you virtually have every city. And do I want to miss out on it? No. What is happening to Indigo? What is happening to say? I don't want it. Threat, external conditions, I could be wiped out. I could just be wiped out. As simple as this. Just like Kingfisher got wiped out. Oh, I will love going by Kingfisher. It's because one was, of course, the fact that Kingfisher belonged to Bangalore, Nammono, and all that stuff. And of course, there was the other product of Kingfisher, which made us think of some crazy business plans. So, so that is what it was. But what happened? He just got beaten out. Just got beaten out. Why? Because somebody came with a smarter idea. Somebody came with a more brilliant thing. The strength of an auto guy is, oh, I'm virtually everywhere. I can do anything. The weakness is my vehicle is not covered. People may not want to sit in my vehicle because there is no protection. But the threat, he thought there'll never be a threat. You ask an auto guy, want to go to Jayanagar, he'll obviously say, no, I'm going to Malaysia. So the idea is to ask him whether you're going to Malaysia, but then we go to Jayanagar. So he thought that I'll never be, okay, but those were when we were young, we used to do a lot of mischief with these guys, but we'll not get there. So the idea was that threat, he never thought there'll be a threat. He thought his life was taken for granted. He never thought there'll be a threat. And now it's his own brothers who are giving him a threat, who are associated with Ola, who is associated with Uber. And now, just the other day, I don't know if I shared with you guys, I've been taking too many classes for play. So is that the other day I was standing near my house and I was waving for an auto. Not a single auto, empty, is waiting, stopping. Then finally one guy took pity on me, parked, stopped the car, auto and said, sir, you Ola to Uber book madi nimge sigat. See, the world has changed now. Nobody is actually going on the road and booking for an auto. So the threat is an external environment that does not relate to existing strength. What if he is the cheapest mode of transport? It's going to kill him. So we learned SWOT quite a bit. Strength. What is internal threat? So sun is internal. So a threat is no, we are talking about that's the weakness. Threat are by default, threat is an external environment. Amco batteries, probably the best battery in town, closest shop because the employees go on a strike. Okay, the employees might have been inspired by a competing guy to fight. But you don't know how to manage your own employees. That's an internal problem. By default, opportunities and threats are external to the environment. By default, there is no 2 points about it. Okay. So the case with Gautam Singhania and his father is that the threat came from inside. The threat, Julius Caesar, we just celebrated 44 BC, 15th of March is called the Ides of March. That was the day when Brutus stabbed him on his thing. So it was his own people. You too, Brutus. Brutus is his own person killed him. So that's it. That's exactly what happened with it. It was not some other kingdom which came and killed him. So that is what is this? By default, threats are external. There's no doubt about it. Okay. The threat is how to use this. Okay. So I'm not going to get too much into it. I want you to read it. So same slide mentioned. Microsoft, some example about it. I don't like this example, so we'll move it out. So somebody was saying, let me catch out. Who was that? Who came and told me SWOT has got a name change? Who was sitting in my class? Yeah. So there are many ways in which you can define it. You want to call it SWOT? Fair enough. You don't like SWOT? You call it SOAR. Strength, operations, opportunities, aspirations, results. It's all new terminologies. We keep inventing new terminologies. NOS. You don't like it? Noise. It's another one. Noise standing for needs, opportunities, improvements. I can always improvise myself, right? Improvements, strength and exceptions. So beyond, so people get tired of it. So when you're doing a presentation, I don't know how many of you have seen that. So I will at one point, when should I switch that? Let me think about it. Maybe another half an hour later I'll switch. So, so you could call it, when you're doing the presentation in assignment 1, you could say, sir, we have a SWOT analysis. Or you can say, no, I'm not doing a SWOT analysis, I'm doing a noise analysis. So it's up to you how you want to do it. How innovative are you about what it is? So, oh, what is noise? I never heard of it. Don't make noise about it. Okay. So there you go. But what we are paying attention is VRIO model. That's what I want you to pay attention. What is VRIO? How valuable am I? How valuable am I? How rare is that thing that I'm giving you? How easy is it to imitate what I'm doing? And do I have an organization around me? That's the things that they were doing. Okay. To give you an example, there is a certain amount of value in what is coming out of our 2 hours of conversation, right? I believe I'm imparting some value, right? That's why you've chosen not to watch a movie with your family or take a nice nap, but you decided that this 3 hours is going to give me some value. But is it rare? Not necessarily rare, right? Not necessarily rare. You may probably go to another university, or you might go somewhere else and you might get a similar classroom session. Who knows? But is it difficult to imitate? Is it not very difficult? Or maybe let's look at it. Maybe in defense of my own statement is that, yeah, the 2 hours is very nice because it's a valuable thing that the professor offers. It's rare because the professor is able to bring in uniqueness of examples, and hence the kind of examples that the professor pulls out is something that we understand. No professor is going to give you Congress book Mukt Bharat. So maybe his examples are rare. I'm giving you a very, very generic example before we go into a more serious discussion. Is it difficult to imitate? Possibly difficult. You can't come up with the kind of humor that I have or kind of solution that I have. And does it have the organization around it? Yes. There is a wonderful organization. There's a wonderful office. I mean, there's a wonderful place. You have air conditioning, you have good lighting, you have online facility. So a VRIO model is a model wherein you compare everything that is being delivered within what your capabilities are. So if not understood, we'll go to a next slide, which becomes little more. So VRIO framework is to analyze the firm's internal resources and find out if they have a competitive advantage. By default, the word is competitive advantage. Every time you must use the word competitive. Do I have a competitive advantage over somebody else's solution? If I'm not a competitive advantage, then this model is not very good. So should I enter into this business? Flying cars. Should I get into it? No, I think eventually what will happen is the cost of flying cars, maybe 3 times the cost of taking an aircraft. And at the end of it, I might save 50% of the time. Is it really worth that 50% time saved to pay you 3 times the thing? So you may be rare. It may be rare, but it's not valuable to the thing because there are other options. Yeah, but I can take you from Bangalore to Hubli in 45 minutes by aircraft. It'll take you 6 hours. But if I leave in the evening 6, who really cares what do I gain by those 6 hours? So valuability is what it is. So remember that eventually you must have what is called a competitive advantage. A competitive advantage. This is another way of looking at it, not from this one. So listen to this carefully. Is the resource valuable? Is there something unique about it? No. Then there is a competitive disadvantage. There's nothing unique about what we offer. Now, let's say tomorrow, there was a period of time when Kumar Swamy wanted to come up with a challenge to Uber and Ola, and he wanted to come up with what is called what is it called? Tiger or something like that. So now, do you think, is it valuable? Yes, it is valuable, because if Kumar Swamy comes out with a competition to Uber and Ola, he might, and there is good amount of things. There is, yes, there is something valuable, but is it rare? What's rare? If what is, if Dick can do it, so can somebody else, right? So there is no rarity in the model. So there is no competitive parity. Well, sorry, I don't think I'll be investing money in that business, because anybody else can do it. Then is it costly to imitate? Yes, it's actually costly to imitate, because Uber and Ola spent a lot of money. They were bleeding money in the initial period, right? They were giving you free rides. They were giving the taxi drivers free rides, and they invested thousands of crores to come up with the base. So yes, they are difficult to imitate. The second is, does the organization have the value to do it? Is it enough for you to be operating only in Bangalore? No. So what could happen is, let's assume that we have a new radio taxi, or whatever you want to call it, app taxi, which starts operating in Bangalore. What is Ola and Uber going to do? They're going to give it 70% discount in Bangalore and kill you, because you're operating only in Bangalore. They'll say, because, so what is a VRIO model? A VRIO model which is valuable to the customer. Not only that, it's rare. Is it costly to imitate? Obviously, it's costly to imitate. You can't set up an overnight service. And do I have the organization value to do it? Okay. I'll give you one more slightly different example to make you understand. Okay. There's a place near my house, and as a matter of fact, I don't know if you have Professor Mohan Srinivas who takes your class or not, but he might eventually. So he was sitting just this afternoon. He was asking me, where do I stay? So finally he said, there's one chart wala near your house. I said, yes. It's a brilliant chart he makes. I'll tell you, there's some uniqueness. Maybe it's the sweat which gives that. But then it's a unique chart. It's valuable. It's obviously valuable to us. It's not valuable, but then it's a nice way of going and spending. So to a certain extent, I believe that there is something value in what he gives, because it's quite effective. Only to come to a particular point, I'm giving you that example. Don't challenge me on that. Rare? Yeah, I believe it's rare because nobody does that kind of a chart. So they're very, very unique and all that. Is it costly to imitate? It's impossible to imitate, because he has got that unique formula. So he's the only why. The last thing is, does he have the organizational capacity to expand? No. Tomorrow, McDonald's decides that Ukraine has been freed, and let's put up another 1,000 McDonald's outlets. They can put it overnight. They have the organization capacity. But this guy does not have the organization. He's a single man. The day he doesn't turn up, there's no business for it. So it may be that all of these are an S. But if there is no organization to stand behind him, how is he ever going to work? Right? So VRIO is a model which gives you a different analysis of how things will work. Do you offer a resource that adds value to the customer? Yes, I offer resource which is valuable. Do you control scarce resources and capabilities? If you don't provide it, will the customer go and be in trouble? No, if I don't provide it, somebody else will give him. And what's so rare about it? It's not there. Second is it expensive to duplicate your organization? Yeah, maybe it's easy to. Look at Gmail. Gmail is valuable to every one of us. Do you think it is a scarce resource? I believe it's a case nobody else can come up with another email service as reliable as Gmail because that costs a lot of money and it's very difficult. I don't think there'll be another. Nobody's going to come up with a new email service like that. And do you have the capability to give it? Obviously, you guys join Dan and Sagar, we'll all give you a Gmail. It's because they have the resources to do it. So Google's Gmail has what is the answer? Has a competitive advantage. And hence the VRIO model is all yes, 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 yes. So tomorrow, will you work on the assignment? Assignment is what? Tata electric car. The other one is a washing machine with a dryer, something built in, right? With a dishwasher built in. You have to do a VRIO model. You have to do a VRIO model saying that, am I valuable to them? Am I rare? Can tomorrow somebody come and imitate it? So that is what you want to discuss. Any questions on this so far? So, okay. Now, give me an example. Okay, I'm getting what you want to do, but I'm just thinking, how do I redo that? Hang on. I'll give you another example. Can you name any electric two-wheelers? Wait, hang on. Other than Ether, Ola, and Bounce. No problem. So what name any other company? Ultraviolet, UV, right? Let's assume so. We have a new electric vehicle called UV, ultraviolet. So we assume, according to what he said, I forgot your name, Vishnu. Huh? Yeah. So he said the V is there, the R is there, the I is there, but ultraviolet is a small company based out of Bangalore, out of Pina, and they don't really have the money to grow, right? So, by the way, did I tell you that I checked your bank balance? You have $100 million in your bank. Very happy. So, what do you think they need? UV funds. And are you willing to invest in that? Why? No, redefine your statement. Because they have competitive advantage in all the three. They're struggling in that fourth one. And I can bring that fourth. Is that I'm going to tell him that, guy, go ahead. Here's my $10 million today. Recruit a global team or recruit a team in or distribution network in all over India. There you go. He'll be a successful model. So what you're going to do in your assignment is that you're going to do a VRIO analysis, but you will also do what is called and I will come to that hopefully in this class, which is called the Gartner's Magic Quadrant. The Gartner's Magic Quadrant. Don't write down anything. I might do it in this class or not, which will tell you, is it really worth investing? What was the problem with Ola? Ola scooters, for a long time, Aiga. They are promising you that it will come, but it's not coming. What was happening? They actually were visionaries. I'm going to give you two axes. There was one word that you guys wrote here. They actually are visionaries. Brilliant idea to decide that I'll come out with it. But they are very bad in execution. Correct? They were great. They said that we'll come up with the world's largest two-wheeler plant, completely run by women, that give them some kind of a uniqueness. And they said that they revolutionized the Indian two-wheeler industry, but they're struggling to come out. So while they have the ability to visualize, they don't have the ability to execute. So now this is another way of analyzing whether his $100 million, would your $100 million go to Ola, or would your $100 million go to UV? Who seem to have a visionary, who seem to know how to execute, because in no time, I'm assuming that UV has actually got a higher mileage and they've actually got 10,000 vehicles on the road, but they're struggling because they don't have the money. So you may want to invest in UV instead of in. So that is one. So you will have to do a Gardner's magic quadrant in your assignment. Assignment is getting tougher. VRIO is not necessarily, even the SWOT is not necessarily a marketing, not necessarily a marketing only plan. But what happens is the marketing is the only division in any company which looks outward, every other division looks inward. Production looks inward, finance looks inward. So marketing is, so what is your strength? What is your, I'll give you the example. What is your strength is that the strength is Apple knows the pulse of the user. Apple knows exactly what the user wants. That's one way of looking at it. Apple knows exactly what it wants. I actually have one slide on VRIO. I just realized, which is the easier to understand. Your favorite slide, right? TikTok. Unfortunately, we don't have TikTok in India. Actually, I used to love TikTok. Because TikTok gives me that 10 minutes of TikTok is like a de-stress for me. It's really 1 hour of work. So is the VRIO, let's do a VRIO model on TikTok. Is it value? There are 1 billion users of endless way in which TikToks can make profit. Okay, without doubt, it's a valuable product. There's no doubt about it, right? Rarity, although YouTube offers a huge platform, TikTok is much easier to use. You only need a phone. Otherwise, you know, the kind of complexity used for you to do a video recording on YouTube. And it's simple to send to your friends through WhatsApp or any other mode of doing. So therefore, we can consider that it is a rare product. You agree with me? Correct. Imitability, impossible. It's not easy to do a video-based networking platform. They have developed a 1 billion user base. So it's very difficult. So it is therefore very expensive. You have to promote your product, and therefore TikTok is not easy to imitate. There are lots of them. There's, I think, YouTube Shorts or Facebook Reel, but they haven't really got, our minds going. We will also do a lot of work to be done. Organization, TikTok owners are ByteDance. They have a revenue of $7 billion. What's your problem? They have no problem of money. So hence, TikTok is a product with solid competitive advantage. So remember, whenever you use the word VRIO, the associated word with it is competitive advantage. Okay, Kavya, following? Yeah, there you go. Online, very quiet. Mansi. Yes, see, I had to ask you for that.
Now we are hearing you, sir.
Okay. Okay, go. What's the question?
What is VRIO?
I'm getting confused. Online. I thought there was an online question. Okay. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Obviously works on a startup model too. So what happens? Yeah, correct. In a way, you are right. In a way, it's a learning course. See, what happens is you all of you gave up so many ideas. Like somebody said, I want to be an HR consultant. Somebody said, somebody wants to start a cloud kitchen. Anybody there who said who wants to start a cloud kitchen? I remember somebody mentioned a cloud kitchen. We all know what's a cloud kitchen, right? We all know what's it. So is it valuable? It is valuable to some extent that instead of me having my restaurants in 20 places in Bangalore, I guess at a fractional of a cost, I can have a cloud kitchen in which I do the service. Is it rare? Maybe it was rare 5 years back, 6 years back. As a matter of fact, the guy who started what is that? He got thrown out. Not Zoom. Uber. The guy who started Uber, he went to start his own cloud kitchen. At that time, the idea was very unique. So you see, as a startup also, see a cloud kitchen is not very, it's valuable. It's not very rare and it's very easy to imitate. So then you just don't, that model won't work unless and until you come up with something very unique within the cloud kitchen idea, saying that I can't think of it, I'm not that smart enough, but then you come up with some very uniqueness. In that sense, what Pooja was suggesting was that was in some sense unique, right? Not necessarily in a way. So the answer to you is you don't necessarily have to be an established firm. And that's how people invest, right? That's how people invest. Any other question? Let's keep an eye on the clock. Yeah. So McDonald's, and I'm sure you guys will read it for you, right? Now, we'll talk about, okay, we're now getting into two very tricky subjects. Those of you who believe that, SWOT is everything, let's look at it in a very different way. Okay? The threats that you will face in your business could be political, right? Right now, can you tell what is the crisis? What is Visa and MasterCard got to do with today's news? Yesterday's news or today's news of late? News.
Not sure.
Oh, that is RuPay. Yeah. Visa and MasterCard have stopped their operations in Russia. Yeah. They're threatening to stop in India. That's another topic we'll discuss some other time. But right now, all of a sudden, or even for that matter, TikTok, VRIO, perfect. But why are you not using TikTok? Who stopped it?
Instagram.
Who stopped it?
Threads.
Political reason stopped it. That is the reason why it stopped. So there you have other reasons which could affect your business is political. Then economic reasons. Everything was going on well, and I can't think. All of a sudden, last 2 years, business has been bad. Why has business been bad for the last 2 years? Because the economy has gone into a slumber. There is recession. People want to buy new cars. People want to buy new laptops. People want to buy a lot of things. but their salaries have reduced. Inflation has got up. There's nothing wrong with the product that you have. The product is still loved, but these are external reasons why this is banned. Economic reason. Second is social reason. Social reason is, I can give, for example, there are once in a while some guy makes some odd comment and then they say we don't want to buy his products. I can't think of, Tata Jewelry, exactly. Tata Jewelry made a Hyundai. That's a brilliant example of late that Hyundai said we are supporting Pakistan. Okay, we'll stop buying your cars. We like their cars. There's no political ban on it. I have the money to buy it, but I don't like because you're on the wrong side of the social. Technology, how great the product is. Technology can come and throw you out. We discussed about Nokia. Nokia had no economic crisis. There was a lot of social liking to it. Then environment is a new thing. I'll not buy your product because you're causing a lot of damage to the thing. So now you have air conditioners, which are supposed to be environmental friendly and then legal. All that is good, but what you're doing is not legal. So you have what is called PESTEL as a framework. You may want to add PESTEL to your presentation. If you don't want to add it, it's okay. Okay. Then comes, why is this not a what I'm going to do is, can you see the slide well? Not very well, right? So there are two things. I'm going to briefly discuss this slide and move into the next. There are two things which affect any business. One is called macro and micro. What is macro meaning? What is macro and micro? Macro is the larger thing. Micro is the smaller thing. So I'm just going to briefly explain this. You could read it. Macro is the larger issue which affects you, and micro is the smaller, or I would say, I would replace larger by, let's say, global, and then I'll say by local issues. Okay. So for the last 3 years, tourism has taken a hit because Punit Rajkumar died in Bangalore. Why? Why has tourism worldwide taken a hit? Because of a macro issue. What is that macro issue? An issue that affected virtually everybody in the world. Okay. Now, we have a local issue. We had the Rajinikanth movie, Tamil only movie, did not run in Karnataka because of pandemic. No, because there was a local issue about he spoke anti-Kannada or something like that. A very, very basic example. So in all our businesses, we have two parameters which affect us. One which are global. What are global? Global issues are recession, or pandemic, or the economy slipping down. What can we do about it? What can I do about it when the economy is slipping down? I can't do a thing about it. Then there are micro issues. Micro issues are some of my suppliers not delivering in time. Is that a global issue? I can solve 90% of micro issues. I can sort it out. They are very local to me. So I want you to understand. We'll move to a next slide. There is a lot of definition on it. So that there are macro issues and micro issues. You will also have your economic class, which will do a lot of it. Time? Okay. We're going to do one more topic. We've still not covered what's more important. I'm just wondering whether I should do it or not. I'll come back to this in the next class. We'll do the 4 Ps today. At least 2 of them we'll do. So where are we? Let me go to that particular slide. I remember the slide in which it said marketing mix, and the marketing mix said 4 Ps. What are the 4 Ps? Product, place, promotion, and price. Product, place, and promotion we will discuss in detail. Price we will do a half-an-hour conversation in the next class. Promotion I'll discuss very briefly because you have another subject coming up later on in your term. So we'll spend focus on product. Place also you have supply chain management, but we'll discuss a little bit. Okay. So what is a product? Tell me, define a product. Yeah, we get into marketing mix. I'll skip quite a few slides. So what is a product? Define a product.
Anything that can be sold.
Anything that can be sold. Brilliant.
Product is an idea.
Product is an idea. Okay. What else? Its product is a service also.
Yeah. Anything.
It can be a service. So it can be
tangible and not.
It can be physical, or it can be tangible, or it could be both also. Example of physical, a device which can be sold, a bottle of water can be sold. A service, what is a service example?
Uber.
Uber is a service. Okay.
LinkedIn.
Okay. Uber is a service, or is it a product and service?
I mean, initially they started as a service. Yeah.
When will you be happy with Uber? When the car is good and the service is right. At one time, Uber is to say, this guy is a very chatty guy. He's a storyteller and all that. I don't know if you guys noticed it. But what is a service only? Our clap is a service. Brilliant idea. I couldn't think of it right now. I thought I was about to say legal advice or chartered accounting services. So you know it. So what are the products which are both tangible and non-intangible, or whatever word? So you know, I'm not going to get it. I want you to pay attention to this. I guess you got everything right. I'll come to that sometime later. Okay. So product, you know this page, goods, services, engineering, we discussed in the previous class is there. So products could be tangible or intangible. We discussed that. Now, when you look at a product, the product has, why do you like a product? Why would you buy think of a product? Why? Okay, let's look at this product. What is the primary requirement for me to have this bottle of water? To carry water. So that's the core requirement of a requirement. What is it? To carry. That's the core product. Now just go slightly. Are you happy with it? Just that it's a core product. What is the other basic requirement that I have? Size. Size is another requirement. Or I want to make sure it doesn't spill. It doesn't spill. So you have a core product, you have a basic product, and then you have an expected product. What is an expected product? I believe that it should be easy for me to drink, easy to carry, easy to drink. I started off with the core requirement is that I want something to carry water. Then I came up with a second requirement which said that it should not spill. The third requirement is that it's an expected water. It's so easy to drink. Fourth is augmented product. Is that something that I could not have imagined? That would give me the kind of a comfort. Is that the moment I drink from this bottle of water, I might feel more energetic. That's the augmented product. So there are 5, and the potential product. You keep drinking from this, you might put on some, your IQ level may go up or something like that. Okay. So every product has 5 levels to it. Every product has 5 levels. I don't know if you can see this. If you look at the thing, the basic product is a meal. I want to eat something. The extended product is they serve you on a tray in your table. That's a slightly better way. The third thing is it's hygienic and it's served with a clean cutlery. The fourth is it's a multi-cuisine and exceptional dining experience. And finally, technology allows you to do a more better service. So what I'm saying is every company can deliver the core product. Tata Nano does the core product. What does it do? It takes you from place A to place B. But what is the augmented or they call it the generic product? What is the, if I can do it with excellent air conditioning, then I get more excited about it. So the higher and higher you go on this chart, the greater the customer is going to feel comfortable about it. And at one sometime, eventually, the expected product will become the core product. I want to buy a car which has got airbags. Airbags becomes an expected thing. But tomorrow, the government of India may come up and say, all cars must have airbags. So now, it's not enough for you to give me airbags because that's a basic now. You have to give me something else, airbags, which can also be used as sleeping or something like that. So that is what are the 5 product levels of discussion. Next is product life cycle. We discussed product life cycle. Yes or no? This is a product life cycle. What is a product life cycle? Every product has got life. It eventually dies. There are 4 phases in a product. The introduction phase, growth phase, maturity phase, and decline phase. Okay, it is during the introduction phase that the product encounters a lot of competition. Beyond that, I guess it would be, let me see if I have a slide which explains it so that I'll leave the slide for you guys to think about it. Yeah, I will quickly skip these slides so that I can move to the next slide. So have a look at what is product life cycle. Come back to the next class if you have any questions on it, because I need to complete a few of these. What is distribution? Where is it available? So now look at it. What do you do when you want to buy groceries? Where do you go? Where would you go? Look at this. Give me a look at this. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locations. So what would you expect to buy at that grocery store? What would you want? What is it that you expect to buy? More specifically, provisional things. What would you expect to buy in a store like Giriya's? Electronics. And so now the question is, how many of the Kirana stores would you find in a city? Say 100,000 of them. Fair enough. How many of them would you, of these electrical or electronic stores would you find? And how many of these car dealer showrooms would you find? Even less. So as you go, as the product availability increases or the demand of the product increases, they need to have multiple outlets to be able to catch up, right? I want to make sure that I reach every place so that my Uncle Chips is sold or whatever that is. But I don't want to have 10,000 such locations for the electronic shops, right? There would only be about 20 or 100 of them. Kia Motors, I guess there's BMW or Range Rover, even one per city is good enough. This is where the seller reaches a particular destination. Now, what about Tupperware and Amway or Herbalife? How is it being sold? Homes. So every potential Tupperware salesperson becomes your outlet, becomes the place where the distribution happens. But let's say you're selling Rafale aircrafts. So what happens then? You go to the buyer. The buyer doesn't come to you. You go to the buyer. They are not going to walk into Rafale and say, we are looking for 100 aircraft for India. No, they come to you. So there are different places for each of them and how the place is distributed. Okay. I want you guys to pay attention to this, and then we can move on. What's the time? Well, there's quite a bit of time, so I can go back and do another one. We'll discuss price, but we'll do price in a slightly different way. We're going to look at price. I'm running this through primarily because I want you guys to complete it for the assignment one. We'll come back to all of this later. There are many ways in which price can be defined, right? Am I more competitive? Is my price lower than the other one? Or if my price is higher than the other one, what is it? So one way to define price is value-based pricing. The cost of the good, the expected value of the product, and the actual value of the product. For you to understand, let's look at it. You're traveling from location A to location B. The air ticket is how much? 15,000 rupees. Whereas the business class ticket is 21,000 rupees. So now what is better? By default, you believe that business economy class ticket is better because it's cheaper. But hang on for a minute. Let's look at what benefits do you get by traveling by business class. One is ease of travel. Of course, the seats are bigger, the more nicer, and there's more entertainment, I guess. So let's put 3,000 rupees for that convenience. Second is late check-in. Oh, you are the delight of the airline, right? You can come and check in as late as possible. So that means that I can start from home late. I don't have to rush through. So I give 1,000 rupees for that. Then every business class guy gets lounge access, and Bangalore lounge is very nice. The food is very good. So let's say I don't have to buy food outside at what is the outlets there? Malgudi and all that. I can go to the lounge and do it. So let's say I give it 1,000 rupees. So that's it. You know what my discussion is going on. So then we say priority luggage, then feel good factor. I'm going to tell her, hey, listen, I'm going to business class. Okay. Even though she heard it, I'll repeat it twice. Because I feel good factor. The feel good factor is very nice. And finally, I gain miles because I have the card or the membership card I go. Now, if you calculate all of it, the perceived economic value of that product is 23,000 rupees, 23,500. So now the business equivalent of that is 21,000 rupees. So now, which is a smarter decision? Provided you agree that these are what the costs are. So now what are you going to tell yourself? Is that actually it cost me 23,500 and they are giving it at 21,000. That's a deal. Let's just take it. So that is one way in which you start working on the price. Okay. Any questions? Yes. Of course, you can change it. Of course, there's nothing. Launch is 1 rupee for whom? The debit. Okay. So now it's for the debit card holders who have the priority pass. Now, how do you get priority pass? Provided you have done 1 lakh billing on your card. Yeah, so I'm just giving you an idea. I'm not saying that this is sacrosanct. I'm just telling you, how do you forget that? Forget all of that. Look at Amazon Prime membership. How do you compare Amazon Prime membership with Netflix membership? It just it's just OTT versus OTT. No, it's OTT versus Prime delivery. It's OTT versus music free. It's OTT versus some delivery notification. So it's you are not what they are doing is you compare these charges. How much would you pay for Amazon Music? Something like that. So that is where the perceived value becomes more than the economic value. The economic value becomes more, and then you believe that they're really offering you at a lower rate. This is some example. You don't have to take it as it is. Okay. So now you're wondering how to schedule my next 15 minutes. Should I go and I'm wondering if I'm running through product place. Okay, I'm going to give it a skip, and let's see how many of you guys are able to answer in your next class, and then we do it. So now the problem with 4 P's and 4 C's. The 4 P's are price, place, promotion, and product, or whatever that is, right? But the problem, like I told you earlier, is that it's all depending on how you look at it from the manufacturer point of view. So you no longer need to look at it from the manufacturer point of view. You have to look at it from the consumer's point of view. So the 4 C's that you look at, is there another one? The first C is, there's a huge gap between, yeah, okay. The first C is, what if you have the best product and the customer doesn't want it? So you must come up with a product which meets customers' needs. So that is one. The second of the thing is cost. If it's not worth the money that I'm giving, why would I buy the product? Right? And the third of that is convenience. Convenience is place. Like I don't know how many of you remember the example of Thyrocare versus Pharmeasy. I don't know how many. Yeah, convenience. Pharmeasy says that I'll come to your house and pick up the sample. So that's convenience. So don't look at it from place, look at it from convenience. And the last of them is, which is the last of them? This hasn't taken, I have this, there's a appreciable delay between that page and this page. Yeah, the first communication. What if you have the best ad, but we don't follow the ad? For a long time, I just couldn't follow the cred ad. Right? For a long time, it took us a while to understand what the hell was Bappiler saying or somebody else was saying. And then he was only mumbling, not even saying. So if you're not able to communicate properly, then what is a big deal? Okay. So I hope I've been able to get the 4 C's going. I have one topic which is of interest and I want you to pay attention to it. That's the reason I'm running through it. I was in 2 minds where to position it. Okay. So what is the time? Yeah, I'll finish it exactly in the next 12 minutes or so. So every market, and I want you to pay attention. No, I don't want sleepy faces here. Okay. Okay. So I want you to pay attention because this is part of what I want you to attempt in your assignment. Every product has got competition. Every product is like anything that happens, there's going to be some part of a business fight that is coming up. So when you enter a market, you cannot see it very well, but there is two elements to it. How much of pain do I have to encounter to give them greatest delight to the customer? That is what is the point, right? If I enter a market in which I have to suffer a lot of pain to deliver a service, and after the lot of pain, I do not delight the customer, then I am in a business which is called the red ocean. So a red ocean business is that in which red denotes blood or danger, whatever it is. It means that you will bleed in that business if you enter into that market. So, and let's say Tata Namak or somebody else comes up. After all, the moment you come up with Namak, the consumption of salt is not going to rise up, right? People are, wow, Namak, let's have more. So it's not going to happen. Virtually not. So you are going to enter a market which is saturated, a market in which you're going to kill each other to survive in that market. And at the end of all this, the customer is not going to be delighted. The customer is not going to run all around the place. Aaj humne Tata Namak khaya and all that. To abhi goli khao or something. What was that? Okay. So that is red ocean. The red ocean is that. What's happening? So red ocean is where you eat a lot. Can you mute?
Somebody's unmute.
Yeah, I think you muted, right? Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. No problem. Don't bother. All this happens. So that is one called the red ocean. The other is called the blue ocean. What is a blue ocean? A blue ocean is you undergo minimal pain, but the delight that the customer experiences is too high, which means that virtually you don't have a competition. You enter an area where you are an innovator and something that delights the customer overnight. Now look at it. You need to be a man of courage to enter into a red ocean business. Now, red ocean is exactly the business that Jio entered in. Before Jio entered, there were 7 operators. And every one of us had a mobile phone and a mobile connection and a SIM. And some of us had 2. So who is going to buy that product? And what will they delight us? There's nothing now. There is just like, I believe there is no difference between buying a Vivo phone or a OnePlus. The moment you touch it, it's just an Android service. There's nothing unique about it, right? So what is unique about a mobile service? There's nothing unique. But Jio enters in what is called a red ocean area and ends up in killing everybody else. So that is the market that we are talking about. But if you look at blue ocean is where you have a value, you are an innovator, you come up with a product that is so ideal and it's kind of a startup which shakes the whole world. And that is what is a blue ocean. So I want you to categorize the product that I've given you in your assignment under where does this fall. There are 2 extreme limits, which is red ocean and blue ocean. There are lots of things in between. We'll not discuss all of them. We'll discuss probably one of them. A luxury spot. What is a luxury spot? What is the pain point? Very high, right? Pain point is very high, but the delight is also very high. What does that mean? you are not unique, but the moment they buy your product, the customer is delighted. Example, BMW, maybe just start thinking a little differently. There's nothing unique about your product. There's nothing unique about your product. But the moment they buy your product, the delight is very high. iPhone, maybe, but something around the eye, if I can tell you. What about the Apple Watch? The Apple Watch still gives you time. The Apple Watch still does what the competition is doing. But I am willing to pay through my nose and positioning it as a luxury product. Right? So I am going to buy the Apple Series 7 watch. And at the end of it, how much of that am I going to use? It is going to replace my normal watch. And hence, there is no uniqueness of the service, but people are willing to pay a fortune for it. Or those expensive Rado watches or something like that. That is what is the luxury spot. Volcano, or I can probably go on with it, but I think I should stop at some time. I want you guys to understand red ocean and blue ocean. Any questions? Yeah, so there's one more further explanation here. What is a red ocean? A blue ocean is an uncontested market space. There's nobody there. When Alexa entered the market, there's nobody to compete with. So he had an uncontested market, and we didn't even know what it did. And whatever Alexa did, we were delighted about it. So you enter into it. But now, when Google comes up with their own product, they have a competition, and you really have to look at it. Okay? So and then you have what is called the red ocean. Possibly. No, Alexa came out as a single standalone device. Yeah, but then it delighted you. Yeah, I mean, again, listen, there is no, generally in this subject, there is no sacrosanct rule of saying this and not this at all. Okay. So it's a pictorial definition of how these markets are. Okay. Come to think of it, it was not really a red ocean. It was not really a red ocean when Jio came up. BSNL was doing bad service. Which was Vodafone had their own problems. So technically, Jio had only two people to compete with, which was Vodafone and Airtel. So we may not call it a red ocean strategy, but for you to understand, you enter a market where it's already crowded, and then how do you go ahead and fight it out? Okay. So I'm going to do another. I'm not going to leave you, unfortunately, till it's 4:30. So let me give you one other part, and then we will move forward. Okay. Pitch deck. Yeah. Share screen. Where is the pitch deck? No. No, it'll take it. Don't worry. It happens. Assignment 1 pitch deck, right? Share screen. Yes, it's here. Can see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, in your assignment, I want you to follow the following sequence in which you will do your presentation. You'll have a company name, and then you will talk about the problem and opportunity. What is the problem that today's world is facing? Depending on whether you are given whatever is those 4 or 5 assignments, and the groups are clear now. So you also know what's your assignment. Group 1 has got something, group 2 has got. Go look at LMS. I've already uploaded your. In when it comes to grouping. Okay, fair enough, no problem. It's even better for you, right? So one of you will be in that, 2 of your members could be in that group. So now I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes explaining to you what I want from my assignment. Okay. I want you to pay attention in your assignment has got 5 companies listed. Company 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 companies. Depending on group number 1 will take up company number 1. Group number 6 will take up company number 6. And group number 7 will obviously take company number 1, and so on. So some of you may belong to section A. Some of you may belong to section B. That's actually going to be a very interesting way in which I'll see how it develops. Is first of all, you have to get together. You have to talk to each other. And you have to come up with a PPT. A PPT which will be about 10 slides of PPT. And then all of you will gather together on a Zoom call or on a Google Meet. Dress yourself as though you're making an official presentation, and you will record that PPT and your presentation for the next 15 minutes, in which you will tell that my company is so and so. I noticed that there is a problem in this world. This is the problem that the world is facing, and this is what I want to solve. I noticed that youngsters want to eat the best of the food, but are extremely lazy to get up and from bed and go. Working couple wants good food to be delivered at home. Restaurants can't reach to their customers. And hence, I believe there is an opportunity for me, and you know what I'm talking about, for me as Zomato or for me or as somebody else to address. So we will deliver food 24 hours in a night, and then we believe that we can go to thousands of homes in your neighborhood. That is what we will tell the restaurant guy. The second thing that I'm going to tell him is that what is the value? All of that is good, but it must convert into money. What if you're solving a problem and then charity? No, you believe that we will save the customer 30 minutes of time. Instead of you going to Sanjay going into the hotel, he can sit down at home, work on the assignment. That's what you'll do now. Okay. And we will deliver food to his house and we'll charge him 30 rupees. What's 30 rupees after all for Sanjay, right? He wants to deliver the assignment in time. So 1 million users in Bangalore will use it twice a week, and then we will make them, we'll be making 100 million deliveries. And if I do, let's say 30 rupees per delivery, I will be able to do a revenue of 3 million rupees. And I believe that I will get about a 5% market share. What does it look like? Objectives, right? Isn't this what we said is the objective? The vision was that people are suffering. They don't know where to eat. Mission is I will deliver food to them. Objective is this is how I'm going to get out to reach the product. This is what you will do for the product that you have. Then you say, what is unique about what I'm doing? There's some very unique thing, right? My electric, the Tata electric car promises to give you 250 kilometer mileage. It's got an app built in. That app is so unique that if you're running short of power, it will alert your neighbors, your friends in your neighborhood and tell them, keep a slot open for me. Whatever, start thinking and come up with it. So what is Zomato saying? We are available on Android and OS, and we have an algorithm in which we know who is the best guy to pick up the food and do it. That's our secret sauce. That's one thing that you're going to do. We got a business model. We'll talk about it later. And then we go to what is go to the marketing plan. We haven't discussed go to market plan. That's what I'll discuss with you in your next class, is that the go to who is the target audience. I'll tell you who is the target audience for Zomato. It's kids between newborn to going to second standard. They are the target audience.
No,
No?
no,
Who are the
it's
target?
for unmarried youths.
Unmarried youths. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. So obviously you don't want to go and put Zomato ads in nursery schools. You won't get anywhere unless the moms and dads come. So you know who is the target market. What are you going to tell them? We'll all discuss in the next class. So as always, I'm not allowing you to go home without 3 questions coming from the classroom. The question can include when can we go home? Okay. So are you following me? Has it been an interesting 2-3 hours, whatever? Okay, you're in a great hurry to go. Okay. Okay. Any questions so far? What you did?
Sir, when we need to present this, like in next session only?
No. Okay. So I didn't complete how it works.
Yes.
So all of you will join together on a Zoom call because there is no limitation to the number of people. 5 of you will present it. But when you're presenting, you have to make some assumption. Are you presenting to an investor like him who's got $100 million? Or are you presenting it to your own boss who wants to do it? Or are you, I think it's mentioned in the assignment, whom are you talking to? So you must address me. When you're doing a presentation, if you don't mention my name, I'm going to feel hurt about it. Right? Dear Mr. Investor, dear Mr. Tata, or dear Mr. Chandrasekhar, this is what it is. I'm sure Sanjay feels good when I mention his name. That shows about the communication. What I'm going to see is, what's your name? Meghna. I want to see what is Meghna going to do. I'll give you an example what I don't want Meghna to do. Okay? Where is that? This is what I don't want you to do, Meghna. Struggle with the slide. Okay, I don't want Meghna to stand up, open the screen and say, we save our customers 30 minutes of travel, wait, and convenience time. We charge a fixed fee of ₹30 per delivery, 1 million users in Bangalore. No, I'm serious. You will end up doing that. You will end up doing that, Meghna and everybody else. I don't want you to do it. I want you to. So one, either you can use the following things. You can just type 30 minutes. You can just type 30 rupees. You can just type 3 billion. And then you say 5%. So those are prompts for you. So assume that this slide has only the following thing. 30 minutes, 30 rupees, 3 billion and 5. So I would say 30 minutes time is what we say for the customer. So I can't read anything out of there, but you are getting me excited about it because then you say, we charge the customer only 30 rupees And if I do that in Bangalore, I'll end up with a $3 billion only with just a 5% market share. So I don't want you to read the slide. Okay. So I'm going to give marks. Out of the marks, there are 30 marks, right? 30 marks. 30 marks is what I'm going to give you. Out of that, 20 marks goes for the group. And the 10 marks is for Meghna. So Meghna, it might end up that your group did very badly. Do you think it might do badly? No. Huh? So she might only get 12 from the group. But Meghna, everybody in Meghna's group did very bad. They were looking at the slides and only reading. But Meghna did a brilliant job. So all her friends got 4 out of 10. So the average score is 16. But Meghna was brilliant. She got 8. So Meghna will get 20. The rest of the team members will get 16. So there you go. But it so happens that Meghna did not even do any contribution, but the team did very well. So the team will get 18 and Meghna will probably get 2 here. She's lucky because she belongs to a team which is a super performer. So there you go. Okay, this is the way it is. Right? Any questions? Deadline for this is something like 15th April. Okay, bye.
Excuse
Yes,
me,
go
sir.
ahead.
Manjunath
Go ahead.
here. So
Yeah.
you also say we have to submit a fact sheet. So what is a fact sheet, please?
I also said I need you to, what's the time? 2 minutes? 2 minutes. A fact sheet is a single sheet
Okay.
which gives all of that information in a single page. How do you convert 10 pages of PPT into a single page? Key points, but you should still convey the message. So it's like an elevator pitch on a single page. So you will upload only the fact sheet. I'll show you a fact sheet in the next class. So this is what you will upload. And then sounds tough or easy? Challenging, huh?
Yeah, it's first time, so it's challenging actually.
Challenging, sir.
Say that challenging loudly, no?
Challenging, sir.
Okay, good.
Very much challenging, sir.
sir.
What is that? Challenging, you said. Okay, good. Thanks a lot. Yeah, good day to you all.